Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and it's another Prepared Monday. So, we're coming into the middle of February, and that means that it's time to actually start preparing to set up your spring and summer gardens if you're prepping like I do. I want to remind everyone, go ahead, start planning out your garden, start maybe composting and amending your soil right now. I know it's still really wet in like Tennessee, North Carolina. I know northern Georgia's got a lot of moisture right now, and so on and so forth. And I know further north of us, northern Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, that kind of place, it's still freezing. But even if it's freezing, you want to start looking at the layout you're going to set up. And if it's not freezing, you want to go ahead and start amending your soil, tilling in some amendments. Maybe straw, maybe some sort of like terraculture or something of that nature, or even a good compost. And the reason is because here shortly we're going to start getting growth. And when we're ready to start getting growth, you need to be ready to go ahead and be planting your garden and getting it ready to start its growth cycle so that you can make sure you harvest the maximum amount to can and store away in your food pantry. So if you haven't already started planting your garden, now's a good time to start. Go ahead and look at where you want to place it. Make sure you've got enough sun for what you're wanting to put in it. Make sure that you get the soil amended over the next couple of weeks and get actually ready to start planting because it's getting close to time. If you're in a place like Tennessee where you've got a lot of rain, you might want to be looking at some sort of ground covering mulch to go ahead and amend into and then put back on top of your ground. Straw with a combination of leaf debris as well as some bone meal works great for that. It'll help start you get some drainage going, start amending your soil to take it from clay into actual topsoil so that you can actually get some decent growth out of your vegetables and get some decent size on your vegetables. Other than that, I would say start looking at what you want to put out for early spring. If you've got stuff that you need to plant early spring, or look at stuff for late spring that you need to plant. If you had stuff that needed to winter over, you're already too late, everyone. Those should have been planted back in November. And realistically, you should start planning your process out in November, starting with a good ground cover to help drain and keep from compacting your soil. I know I actually did a combination leaf litter, straw, compost overlay on top of my aunt's backyard this fall right before winter started out to help create drainage and keep it from turning from grass into mud. Because she has issues with that happening because she doesn't get enough grass growth during the spring to actually create something that'll hold that water. So that's something you want to take into consideration when you start planning this. What you need to do to get your soil in the peak condition to grow maximum effectiveness. Because you don't want to be reliant on chemical fertilizers or things of that nature for this, simply because those things can disappear, and especially with the pushes for like the Green New Deals and such, many of those chemical fertilizers are going to disappear if they get their way. So try to find a way to do it without the chemical fertilizer so you can continue to support yourself and your family and continue to prep accurately and effectively. Well, thank you all again for joining me on this lovely Prepared Monday. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe on my social media down below. Check out my Teespring and Redbubble. I'm going to try to put up some new content there here very, very shortly. And as always, have yourself a beautiful day.